A lot of people been asking me to do a video about what happened in court. I've been where I got several dismisses since I've been filing my own charges. Well, filing my own motions and briefs. Well, basically in 2014, I was charged with degree of offense. What was it? No operative license, expires less than 6 months. That was dismissed. Traffic control device, dismissed. Failure to signal. Basically, let's see here. As you can see, but this was like my first go round. In 2014 was my first time like submitting like motions and stuff like that. Before 2014, I was just up there doing it by the fly. Oh no. Just like everyone else. But then I start studying and start putting in the work. So basically, I filed a motion to dismiss. A demand for discovery file assigned to the prosecutor office. Also, plus I filed it with the courts. And then they came back and dismissed the shit. Everything was dismissed. Dismissal. Dismissed. Now, I got pulled over again in Hilliard at the beginning of the year, and I filed motions with Hilliard, and they dismissed it very quickly. I didn't have to sign nothing. I never signed anything anyway to begin with. But after talking to the prosecutor in Hilliard, Ohio, he dismissed it, and my case don't even file. When I try to look up my citation number on their website, it never popped up. That's why I couldn't show you guys nothing about Hilliard. But that was dismissed and closed also. Now in Franklin County, just recently, I was charged with a failure to signal. And that was dismissed just on the 15th. But this time though, I didn't pay court costs. In 2014, I agreed to pay court costs. I shouldn't have did that. But this time, I learned from my mistakes. See, this time it was a longer process. In 2000, and it began in February 15th. Right. Then they scheduled me a notice or something. But the arraignment right here scheduled, as you can see. Failure to signal, then failure to appear on the 2nd when I was going to make a special appearance. I didn't appear because their ticket well, it looked funny to me. It didn't say the right date. Well, not the 2nd, it was the 1st. It's actually the 1st. I should have showed up the 1st, but I never showed up on the 1st. And they did whatever they did, but they never issued a warrant though. Or they knew better. I thought they issued a warrant a BISH warrant, but they never issued a BISH warrant. And I never showed up that day. Never showed up. I came this day. Appeared. Special appeared, but they didn't put special. I always special to be added upon the court docket. See that happen, people. They paying out with y'all's money that you guys give them. And I've always asked, where do that money go? Who owns this building? Is it the international bankers? Well, anyway, on the 2nd, I filed a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction and standing and filed. Everything I filed, I will attach into a link so that people can actually see this. You can only see it if you got this link, because they won't let you download, or you can actually request this court for this information, but you're gonna have to pay probably. I wouldn't pay, but you would pay. The informal request. Then I filed also an informal request for discovery. I always do that. And I always filed my brief in support of the motion for dismissal for lack of jurisdiction. This is the one that I don't have attached to the link. I'm gonna have to get that attached. I didn't do it yet. Well, anyway, proof of insurance shown to court, copied in court file. It's my liability. And you don't have to pay insurance companies, people. You can have substantial amounts of income in your bank account. If you're doing Bitcoin right there, like playing with the cryptocurrency, you can actually transfer a lot of and make it a secure interest, like account for your insurance purposes. Financial stability secured, meaning that you're financial stable to actually make a correction if you was in an accident on the public highways. Now, for them to make a law requiring you to have this or whatever, that's some old unconstitutional shit. They cannot do that. That's some bullshit, and they know it. So I've always fought insurance bullshit, fraud, just like private prisons. Everything's privatized. We got to get like the law into the public sector. It should have never been in the private sector. But let's continue this. I don't want this video to be very, very long. As you can see, this case was continued all the way up to, it started on February, and they did it all the way up to the 15th of it, because he knew he didn't have standing. They didn't have standing at all. I gave them jurisdiction by participating and entering into their courtroom and following their directions. So I really didn't care about jurisdiction or not claiming jurisdiction, but they knew they didn't have jurisdiction anyway. I claimed my Aborigine standings as far as being an Aborigine to this land. And just as you see, I didn't pay anything. Amount paid zero. Closed, failure to appear, closed, dismissal. See how it says failure to appear on the first, then it transferred on the second, dismissed, the 15th. And the charge was failure to signal. It's retarded. People, you have to start fighting these people. That's the only thing I have to say. You have to start fighting, and then you will win in these courts, especially the smaller courts, because they don't have a stand, that's the jurisdiction standing anyway. You give it to them, and then when you give it to them to play game, they don't even follow their policies or procedures. They just hope you don't have time and you just want to just hurry up and get it over with and pay for it. That's what they're banking on and counting on. So just take this information and run with it. Do what you will with it, whatever. But you have to understand what you're doing. You have to be fluent with what you're doing and understanding how to make these people liable. There's easy ways to make these people liable. I got like notices I sent out to the prosecutor and the police departments, so they will be liable for their actions. So they won't be able to just cop out and say, "Oh, I didn't know about this. Oh, I didn't know about that." I bring it to their attention, so they will know about that, and they do know about that. And it's all the information that I was talking about, like the notices I will attach. It's kind of late, so that's why I'm kind of dragging. It's late here in Ohio, and the information that I prepared is for Ohio. If you're from another state, you have to see the codes and the regulations in your state and prepare them. There's plenty of case law in every state. You have the right to travel. They cannot privatize the roadways, commercialize the roadways for everyone. That's fucking illegal. So you're basically a taxi cab driver. And let me cut this off. All right, people. Have a blessed day.